5 of the 2013 FF1M Championship comes to you from the Nürburgring and the European Grand Prix, or for 3 seasons, the Luxembourg Grand Prix, but this time it's the European Grand Prix. Absent from previous season for whatever reason, but now it is back. 2 Jameses in the commentary box this time, got James Brickles and James Whiteley.
Hello!
Last race didn't really go well for you.
No, it was a right porridge.
A right porridge, yeah. Alonso was caught out by the FF1M glitch.
Yeah, he thought he was doing the Dakar Rally, I think. It was not great. It was a pretty awful race for both my guys. Button mysteriously just gave up.
No reason was given for his retirement in the end, so yeah, they just pulled him in because they're saving parts. There's the Nürburgring circuit, 67 laps, and the more flowing version of the Nürburgring, so without the main complex at the beginning. The previous winner was in fact Felipe Massa for Guy Racing back in 2011. But a variety of winners actually. The team that's won the most races here is actually me. I've had 5 race wins at the Nürburgring. One of the European Grand Prix was in fact at Jerez, where David Coulthard won. Glorious conditions expected this time round on all 3 days. That's not like Nürburgring. We usually see some very unpredictable weather.
Yeah. I was hoping for 2007.
The absolute downpour.
And
Marcus Winkelhock leading.
That was a great race.
It's another Gojira front row, but it's Sergio Perez who takes pole position. His first?
Yeah.
I believe his first. But the standout performance surely has got to be Nico Hulkenberg up in 3rd for the Mitchell. Hamilton in 4th.
Your boy's done well, yeah.
And yeah, he's been qualifying well, but the car just has been about as reliable as something that's not reliable. I need to think of a better metaphor for that one. There's Sebastian Vettel in 8th position. Courtney might not be too happy about that.
It's better than mine.
Yeah, you've got row 6 with Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button.
Yeah, that's what we can do. Need to up my qualifying pace, I think.
Mind you, you're only 6/10 off of pole position, so it's still pretty close.
Still a fair old slog.
Gutierrez down in 16th, that's not that good. Adrian Suttle once again in 15th, that's something I've noticed.
Gutierrez, yeah, 16th.
He was 12th for Imola, but he needs to improve that, as does Maldonado. And Pedersen is on row 10.
Yeah.
Kamui Kobayashi in 19th. The Senna's in last. And Robin Frine's there. Right, so here we go.
Yeah.
5 lights are on, and 5 lights go out. And it's a good start from both Gojiras. Perez has got away well, but Raikkonen is got the momentum. It's been a risky one around the outside. But he's going to try it. Raikkonen's taking the lead.
He's done it. Yeah.
He has done it, yeah. Good move, Kimi. So he leads, and Hamilton's challenging Perez for 2nd as they go into turn 3, but not quite there. And he's in fact lost the position to Grosjean, so Grosjean's had a good start.
Some sweep past the shake and bake then as well.
That's a Gojira.
Gojira, yeah.
Good start for Vettel, he's up to 6th position, and Hulkenberg down in 4th, so a slightly poor start for him, as Kimi Raikkonen leads from Roman Grosjean. They've won 3 of the 4 races so far. The other one we're on board with now, Vettel taking 5th from Hulkenberg. So Mitchell's not showing some good race pace at the moment, but you never know, he could be carrying a bit more fuel than the rest of the field. And there's one of your boys in 11th, and Jenson Button's had a good start. He's up to 10th from 12th on the grid.
Yeah, not bad.
And they all made it through cleanly. Some good effort. And there's Kimi Raikkonen. 18 laps of field, 2 stops expected throughout the whole field. So we'll see how that pans out.
It was similar in the last race, wasn't it? Kimi leading for ages, and Grosjean eventually got himself up to 2nd, didn't he? And then
Kimi broke down.
Kimi broke down in Kimi fashion.
There's a bit of a battle coming into the chicane, and here's a replay of the start. We're on board with Jean-Eric Verne.
He made a very good getaway, but then got swamped. I think he got caught out there, didn't he, by there?
Sounded like a misshift almost.
Yeah.
He's just been overtaken by everybody. That's a poor start from Verne, who's kind of blown a bit hot and cold this season so far, but he's in the mix. And he's got a lot of fuel on board as well. That's a GRM that's passed him as well. So I think Valtteri Bottas has made some progress at that point. And now it seems as if he's on the ascent. Where did he start? Because he's went from 14th. He started 9th, so he dropped 5 positions at the start. But he's going to gain one back on Bottas.
That's GRM.
It is indeed a GRM.
Is this Seb?
Oh, this is FJR versus Shake and Bake. A bit of a Yorkshire derby going on.
Yeah, it's,
Hamilton defending a bit. Smart thinking, Lewis. But it looks as if Vettel has got the pace at the moment. Hence why he's able to get into the slipstream.
How did he do in the first few races, Vettel? Did he retired in the first, obviously, didn't he? I can't remember how he did in... Was it Sepang?
He got 4th place.
Okay, and then a win.
And then a win in China. And then a little bit anonymous in Imola, but I think he's still got points. I will double check that quickly. Vettel, he did indeed get 6th position at Imola. So it's been a much better season so far for Shake and Bake than the previous one, because they've had a win. Been a dire season for me so far. It's got me first points.
I think you've got a better chance now that AJ's. Is this Jens? Yeah.
Jensen versus Kubica going into the.
I was going to say, I think you've got a better chance now that they're reliable. Is it 50%? Is it a 50% reduction in unreliability? If that makes sense. Yeah. I've done like a double negative there, haven't I? But
yes.
Yeah.
Into the chicane.
Oh god!
Oh, that's close. And there's Alonso a bit further back as well.
Not to use the same... I was going to say you made a bit of porridge of that again.
What flavour porridge?
A gloopy one.
A gloopy one. That's not flavour. Vern is challenging Al-Jaswari for 12th position going into turn 1. Al-Jaswari hanging on, but he's just got it now.
Got it.
In case I sound a bit weird, it's because I'm a bit ill. And sitting next to Whiteley in the commentary booth, he might be ill in a few days. Oh, Exolite's coming at it.
Is that Fernando on Jens? Oh, for Christ.
A bit of contact between the two.
Steady lads. I know how this is going to end. It's been two horrendous races for Alonso, hasn't it? I think he was hit by Grosjean. He was hit by Grosjean in
shunted out
in China, and then he did his aerobatics in Imola.
Yep.
Retired in.
Oh, hang on a second. And there's a GRM challenging. I'll just swear. There's contact between the two. God. That's. I think Bottas really wasn't going to let Al-Jaswari have that corner.
That has all the hallmarks of an early shower.
Indeed, it does. Now, there's a battle for the lead coming up between Raikkonen and Grosjean, 2 likely championship contenders for this season. Grosjean is leading the championship at the moment with his 2 wins and 2 retirements.
I was wondering, what chassis is that, the Gajira? Is it a 2002 Ferrari or something?
I'm not sure, actually.
It's too boxy to be a 2004 car.
Yeah. I know one of them is based off a 2001 Benetton.
Oh, what's this? Vettel and Perez?
Vettel and Perez for 3rd position, going into the first S-bend. Very fun corner, that one. This was the first circuit I ever drove on in a video game.
Yeah. I think mine was Canada in an F1 game.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, God.
That was a big chop there from Perez as he tries to defend, but to no avail as Vettel takes 3rd position off the Mexican.
He's done it.
So from pole position, Perez is now in 4th. Now he needs to be a bit careful if Hamilton is closing up.
GRM.
And Paul Di Resta is the other one this time against the Pedersen, and they're side-by-side as around the Dunlop hairpin, but Di Resta takes the position off of Kobayashi.
It's Seb again.
No,
it's Maldonado, on the FJR.
Versus Gutierrez. And Gutierrez has got a horizon behind him.
Going backwards by the look of it.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Fernando.
Yeah. Alonso versus Kubica, and Button's got past Kubica at some point as well. Yeah. So both Exolites on the
I've noticed that the Exolites seem to have better race pace and qualifying pace at the moment.
Yeah.
God, they're so slow through the chicane.
I was just about to say that.
Give me some accidents.
Yeah, I think Vern needs to be a bit careful. He's already under watchful eye from me a few times. But he's up the inside now. That's an easy one. That's Ferrari power versus Renault. That's a customer Ferrari as well.
The customer Ferrari is a solid engine.
Ferraris are definitely
Just
the most
for
powerful
powerful,
engine
is
on
it?
the grid. Bottas versus
I mean, they're
Kubica.
doing about 360 down the straights in Shanghai.
It's, I don't think it was that.
I
Probably
think it was.
340.
Well, I don't know. I think in the slipstream, one of the.
Yeah, it's 340.
Was it?
Pretty sure of it. It might reach 360 in Monza.
Yeah.
As this battle for 12th position goes on between Bottas and Kubica. As Bottas, I'm sure Bottas has scored points already this season. That's what's going on here. Di Resta versus Gutierrez now for 17th position. Into the pit car. Gutierrez has shot off. And into the gravel has gone Di Resta.
He has every right to be pretty annoyed about that one.
Good job, Esteban. Good job.
Are there any stewards?
There used to be stewards.
I was gonna say, yeah, back in the day.
As the gap between these two, static at 0.7 per second. Kimi should be due in a pit soon. He's only got 3 laps of fuel left. Yeah, Bottas. Oh, he's not scored any points. It's Di Resta that has the point for GRM, and that was obtained in Shanghai. Bottas looking the quicker of the 2 GRMs at the moment. Raikkonen, Grosjean. Gap is just 0.6 per second as they go through turn 1. And both are due in the pits this lap. Interesting. So it's
Battle of the teams.
Hopefully for their sake, there won't be any more pit lane fracas like there was in Sepang. Just like a bunch of barging going on.
Yeah.
Now, is Vettel closing in on Grosjean? Let's see
The
if
answer is no.
Not really.
Not
A 10th
really.
loss in the first sector. It definitely looks like a 2-horse race between the Finnish horse and a French horse.
We thought this last time though, didn't we? I mean, reliability is still a factor.
Well, Raikkonen was dominating.
He was.
Like completely dominating, and then it just broke down with the gearbox failure.
And he pulled about 20 seconds. And
Oh, yeah.
something more than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Hamilton was kind of holding everybody up. I can't really remember after.
I think there will be some retirements. Oh, here we go.
It's a pit stop race.
I think that final chicane will call. I think there'll be later on. I think there's going to be a few. There will be a few retirements there.
A few
We'll
retirements, a few collisions.
Yeah.
Under the Shell Bridge they go. And that's confirmation. Raikkonen in the pits. On board with Grosjean. This should be interesting. Who is going to get out first?
Not Bruce.
Slightly slow on the right front.
No.
Kimi holds it. So, just
Closer though.
And Raikkonen taking a lot more fuel.
Oh, there's some extra light action by the look of it.
No,
oh no,
it is kind of.
Oh,
And
God's
contact
sake!
between Button and
Tams.
Rosberg. It's Ricciardo, 6th position this battle.
I think he might
Very
have done it.
feisty, his Jensen
He
this
is.
season.
He is.
And turn 3 as Bottas comes into the pits. And they're going to hold up Raikkonen and Grosjean for a little bit. He's got a problem. Ricciardo's got a problem. He's very
slowing.
slow from that corner. And now
Nice
the two
shopping.
X-Lights.
Fernando's.
As Raikkonen
God,
is pounced on Verne very quickly. And that's going to help Kimi's race a
Wow,
bit.
I didn't know he made such a big gap already, thinking about Kimi. God. Shows the pace of the Gajieras at the moment, doesn't it?
Well, Gajera and Grosjean.
And Grosjean,
And the Tornado.
Tornado.
The 2 best cars on the grid so far.
By a mile.
Now, what's the more important impact? New tyres or a low fuel load? I think Ricciardo's all right. I think it's just slow coming out of the turn 4 Ford curve.
Oh, right. Well, I think that's Jensen's in the pits.
Yep, someone else is in the pits. It's Perez. So that briefly moves Hamilton up to 2nd. Yorkshire 1-2, Vettel and Hamilton. The pit stops are well and truly underway. Hulkenberg's managed to get back to 3rd. As Grosjean has a go. Ricciardo has contact. Ricciardo's going to be off again at turn 1. And he's back on. And he's doing the pits this lap.
Do we ever get to the bottom of what chassis that was? Is it an Arrow? Is it an Arrows or a Jordan? Looks like some sort of an Arrows or a Jordan. Maybe like 2001 Jordan?
Definitely not 2001 Jordan.
2000...
It's definitely not a Jordan.
Arrows. Looks like an Arrows.
The AFIA will let us know. One's definitely a Benetton.
I won't sleep until I get the answer.
The Willows, I think, is the Benetton.
Oof.
Now, there's a battle going on for 4th position. Alonso yet to pit.
Yeah.
Raikkonen has pitted. So it's 19.7
I
seconds.
don't think this will. I don't think the Exolite will be able to put up too much of a challenge somehow.
Let's see as they go into the chicane.
Oh,
And
God.
there's a bit of a bump as Vettel comes into the pits. So Hamilton takes the lead, but obviously has yet to make his first stop.
It's going to end in tears with somebody in that chicane, I think.
Yeah. And 8.8 seconds, another long-ish stop. And now side by side.
I think he's got him. Careful, Fernando.
Oh, he's not got it.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, no. Gutierrez is out of the race. His gearbox has gone.
Ah.
And Daniel Ricciardo makes his pit stop, as expected. And now Raikkonen's got Verne behind him. And Vettel rejoins in 6th position between Grosjean and Kubica. Of course, Kubica is yet to make a stop. Now Grosjean and Verne teammates, French teammates for that matter. Well, the one's half Swiss. As Kobayashi comes into the pits. I think that was Vettel going through the hairpin, so he's not a million miles behind the Raikkonen Grosjean.
Alonso's not giving up.
No, your boys are a bit feisty.
Yeah. I'm worried.
And I think Grosjean's going to have a look at Verne going into the chicane. Now then, which way is Kimi going to go for it? Yes, he is. And nearly spinning and nearly off the track goes Alonso, but they're just about
pitting.
on. He's pitting. Right.
Thank God.
Into the pits. And Hamilton leads for another lap. And what's the gap between himself and Raikkonen? He's pulled out second over Kimi.
Yeah.
Then again, Kimi's in a lot of traffic. And Hamilton's here in the pits this lap.
I was going to say, yeah.
So
That's quite a lot of fuel. You've got pace, haven't you? Now it seems at the beginning of the season. I think you're a bit like me though. You've got better race pace and quali pace. Although
I think Hamilton's got better qualifying pace than race pace. The one thing that I have absolutely nothing of is reliability.
Yeah, but I think you'll be better. I think you'll be better now that they've obviously the 50% increase.
Yeah, I managed to get points.
You got points, yeah.
Al-Jaswari is in the pits, and so is Senna. Now then, what have you got here? We've got the two tornadoes
holding each other up.
Yeah, Verne's holding up Grosjean,
which he doesn't need to do.
Especially as Grosjean's got less fuel than Raikkonen as well.
Yeah, this is costing them badly.
That's not an overtaking spot, that flat out right. They'll definitely close up to Kimi using the lighter fuel load. And now Verne's in. There we go.
He's in, yeah.
I think he was ordered into the pits.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much time that's cost him.
And as confirmed and expected, Hamilton pits as well. Don't think he'll rejoin ahead of... Nah, Vettel's already got him. I think Hamilton will be fourth.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the mix, Perez has disappeared. So, what's happened to him? Let's keep an eye on that. As Verne takes on 27 laps of fuel.
Are you sure he's not just pitted? Or had he pitted?
He had, but I wouldn't have expected him to be that far down the order. Hulkenberg has made a pit stop. That is a great effort, actually, from Hulkenberg to go back up to fourth.
Yeah.
Staying away from the chaos. As we look at...
Alonso, yeah.
This is a battle for... Should be a battle for 8th, and there it is. Grosjean is catching up to Raikkonen, so he is quicker at the moment. Raikkonen's got more fuel, so he'll have the better tyres come the end of the race. And Vettel's closing in on these two as well. The gap's only 2.8 seconds, so we could see a three-way battle.
It's I was going to say that it's definitely not just a two. It's not a 2-horse race. This it's definitely a 3-horse race. I think. Look at the gap they've pulled to Hulkenberg already.
Meanwhile, Hamilton's 6th at the moment behind Rosberg. I believe Rosberg has pitted now, so all these first pit stops have shaken up the order a little bit, and the big gainers out of that, Rosberg has gained quite a lot from that first pit stop sequence. I think Hulkenberg's recovered some of that as well after his poor start.
Yeah.
Button 7th, Verne 8th. The big loser is Perez, because he's not in the top 8.
Yeah, we don't even know. Yeah. It never scrolls down past the top 8, is it? So we never really...
Don't see it that much now. Should be getting some slipstream now. off the back of the Gojira.
I'm guessing that's just a GP4 thing.
Slipstream does exist.
No, I meant in terms of the scrolling past the top 8.
Oh yeah, possibly. I think you can look through.
I think you can scroll it. I think you have to scroll it, don't you? That's probably the.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there's going to be contact.
The chicane. I could see it sending in tears at the chicane.
Yeah. The last of the two stoppers, Frines comes into the pits. Rosberg, Hamilton, and Button. That's a battle to watch out for. There's
Tornado's race pace is very good.
only half a second separating Rosberg, Hamilton, and Button.
Yeah.
3 former champions. And each of them have driven for FJR at some point.
When did you go Jensen? I can't remember that.
I had him for the 2010 season.
Ah, okay, right. Yeah, I wasn't in it then, was I?
And Rosberg, for me, as of at this moment, last championship win in 2006, and Hamilton drives for me now.
Oh, well, it's alright.
Now then, 3/10 of a second now between the top two, but Vettel is the man on the move at the moment. He's taken 3/10 out of these two, who are surely going to go into combat. As they round the Ford curve, onto a bit of a straight, going into the Dunlop hairpin. Raikkonen defending a little bit, and at the inside, and there's contact between the two. Grosjean spins!
Grosjean's gone!
That's going to be a second place now for Vettel as Grosjean rejoins.
And he's made a mess of that.
Yes. To borrow a phrase from a couple of last race, he's made a pig's ass of that.
Yeah.
And now he's dropped down to third. Now let's see what he can do in clear air. Rounding the Schumacher S. So let's see a replay of this. So up the inside, and Raikkonen defending a bit there.
Yeah, there was.
And contact was kind of inevitable, really.
He should have read that better.
Or if it was in the braking zone, then
maybe Kimi shouldn't have been moving.
Here we go. Battle for 5th position between Rosberg and Hamilton now. Button's dropped back a little bit. He's now 1.5 seconds behind.
In fact, I think he's under pressure from Vern.
Yeah, Vern was having a look going into the first
and then
one.
Alonso's pressuring both of them.
This is a battle for 5th position, and it's going to rage on for a lot of this race.
It's going to rain on until our engines blow.
Until my engine blows. Oh, the inside into Dunlop. That's a good move from Hamilton.
Move. Very nice move.
Now let's see what he can do in clear air. Can he catch Hulkenberg for 4th? And meanwhile, Vern is in an Exolite sandwich. Is that a delicious meal, an Exolite sandwich? Does it depend on the filling?
It depends on the filling.
Yeah.
I'd much rather there wasn't a filling.
Just a bread sandwich.
Just both my guys.
And if you want proof that Raikkonen doesn't have the fastest car at the moment, Vettel is closing in on him. He's now only 1.2 seconds behind.
It could be another battle win this.
Vern's swarming all over the back of Button, going into the hairpin. That's going to be.
And I think they're all catching Rosberg.
Yes, Hamilton's definitely quicker at this stage than the former world champion. Former Dark Wolf driver, I seem to remember, was Rosberg. Had a knack of getting pole positions, but not racing very well because he didn't have the best tyres on him. Another 2/10 taken out Raikkonen's lead.
Yeah.
No contact this time. And slowly through the chicane. No contact this time on Takeshi's Castle.
He's in the drink.
Only Craig Charles.
He was the man for the gig.
Yeah. Back to the action. Vern is challenging Button for 7th going into the first corner.
I think he's done it. No, he hasn't.
No, the outside line works.
And he's now going to find himself under pressure from Alonso.
And then battling has just given Rosberg a bit more breathing.
Room. Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. As they round the Ford curve, now the back straight once again. For the 32nd time.
Oh, God.
Swarming about, but Vern has got him this time. Up to 7th position goes the Tornado driver.
Brilliant move. Can't deny that.
Looking for his first win of the season. much like Grosjean. Now, a battle for the lead.
Here we go.
Kimi,
That's 6/10.
just 6/10. Shake and bake have a good car. Where did Vettel start? Because he didn't qualify particularly well.
Wasn't it about 8th?
Eighth, yeah.
I was going to say 7th, 8th, yeah.
It's been an absolutely brilliant race from him. Same car instead of Maldonado, because he's not in the top 8, but...
He'll be leading the championship if he wins this, won't he? Well, is he joint leading or...
He's second at the moment.
Right, okay.
If he wins and Grosjean takes whatever position he's in now, third, then Vettel will lead the championship if he beats Raikkonen, of course. As for Kimi, if he wins, he'll...
Vern's doing very well.
Yes. I mean, he's had 3 podium finishes in a row.
Yeah.
Third, second, third. And a car failure in Australia.
Just about everyone had a car failure in Australia.
Except for 4 teams. And the only ones that
Was
were
one
left.
Andrew? Was Andrew?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Both Renault runners, both Gajeras, and both Mitchells. Oh, that was a Renault.
The Renault's been the most unreliable engine by quite a distance, hasn't it, at this point so far?
Well, the Renault?
Yeah, but hang on, you've got the Renault.
No, I've got Mugen.
Oh, right, sorry. Right, yeah, I'm talking nonsense then.
Oh, it's 2.5 tenths now. It's just a quarter of a second. Here's the slipstream. Raikkonen defends going to turn 1. And good thing he did, because Vettel might have ploughed into the back of him. Now there's a chance going into the hairpin. Let's see how these 2 corners go for them. And the gap between Hamilton's definitely closing in on Hülkenberg. The gap's just 4 seconds. It was 6 before into the Dunlop. Not quite there. Might have to be a speculative nudge going into the chicane.
That's where it could end in tears.
He did a few of those speculative nudges at the Chinese Grand Prix on his way to victory.
He's quite a win it or bin it driver, Vettel, in this series, isn't he?
I remember one particular race in 2007 at Spa where he was holding a comfortable second, quite a way behind Hamilton, and then he just binned it on the last lap.
I still love Monza last year. Was it Italy? Where
he just went off at Lesnar.
He just went off. Yeah, it was going. I think Courtney was going. We just wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, it was one of the Pedersens that Kobayashi had spun, and I was expecting Vettel just to plough into him.
He just went wide and then stopped.
Yeah. Now he's on the inside going into
he's going to do it.
The first corner.
He's heard us talking bad about... Yeah, he's done it.
He's done it, yes. Vettel takes the lead of the race. That's a key moment. Now, can he stay there after the pit stops? Because we know Raikkonen's on a heavier fuel load, which means they'll have better tyres at the end of the race.
Just seems that you just got to see how much of a gap he can pull at this point.
And what can Grosjean do about Raikkonen now? What have we got? Vern and Rosberg.
Rosberg, yeah.
This is a replay, so has something happened between the two? Let's find out as they break for the hairpin. It's a clean move.
A clean move for once.
Vern takes 6th position away from Rosberg, who I think Rosberg was one of the first to pit, so he might be
struggling with his tyres a bit. Yeah,
worn tyres.
He's not really falling. Is he falling to prey to? But I don't know if my guys are catching him really at the moment. I guess Alonso's still... Alonso's 9th, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the gaps between Rosberg and Button. Grosjean pits. That's an early...
that is earlier than we were thinking.
Yeah, he did take on less fuel than Raikkonen, but I wasn't expecting him to pit this early.
I thought it would be a bit later.
So is it a fuel management issue? But probably not, but I'm just making crap up. As he pulls into his pit box. Hopefully the right front. There's still a problem with that right front. Enough fuel to go to the end of the race. 7.4 seconds, a little bit slower than the sub 6 seconds we've seen in the early races. Hamilton in the pits as well, so he had a lighter fuel load as well. That was a very short middle stint. As here comes Rosberg. He's got the momentum, but don't think he can do out with it.
Well, I think the tornado with fresh tyres is yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Not gonna work out. Hulkenberg's under pressure from Vern going into the Dunlop hairpin, but defending that well. And now the 2 tornadoes are together once again.
Yeah, we'll be holding Grosjean up again.
Yeah. When's Vern going to make his second stop? We'll soon know.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
Hulkenberg really wants to keep that third position at the moment, so it's a net fourth if he holds on.
Yeah.
Vern is due in the pits, not this lap, possibly the next lap. Well, the inside there, I don't think so.
That would have been brave.
As Vettel comes into the pits from the lead. And there's
Oh,
contact between the
contact.
two tornadoes once again. And Hulkenberg's
He's
off,
off.
in clattering over the grass. That was started by Grosjean.
I knew that chicane would cause calamities later on. Yeah, well, there we go. Not the cleanest of executions, but you know.
It may still be unclean yet.
Oh, is that?
That's just coming out of the pits.
Oh, right.
Calm down, son. Calm down.
I thought that was a.
And he's still in the lead from Grosjean. So those new tyres worked. If he didn't have that contact with Vern, then Grosjean might have jumped Vettel.
He might have, yeah. In fact, I think he would have done. He must have lost 3 or 4 seconds.
Yes, and there's still going to be contact if they're not careful. As Kubica comes into the pits from 9th place.
It's really, you always worry, especially if you two guys are together, because all it takes is one of them to get a bit too optimistic especially in the chicane.
And it's a point to note as well that grass-hopping moment for Hulkenberg has gifted Hamilton what would be a net 4th position.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because Hulkenberg lost a lot of time.
He lost about 6 seconds, I reckon.
Converting his Mitchell into a space hopper. A 6.7, that's a good stop from Raikkonen. Vettel will still be in the lead, but can Raikkonen do anything about it on new tyres? He's in third. I think he'll rejoin behind Grosjean. New tyres really did work. Yeah, there's confirmation. Raikkonen is now third. So he lost a lot of time somewhere. This is Alonso versus Ricciardo.
Finally.
And that's 8th
He's done
position.
it.
Both
Yeah.
excellents in the points.
Not bad.
And the gap is definitely coming down now between Grosjean and Raikkonen. May still be a chance of a win for Raikkonen, depending on how far up the road Vettel is.
Yeah, depends on his pace with the slightly newer tyres.
Yeah. Yeah, he went very long in that middle stint. Some 29 laps.
Yeah,
That was
it was a long stint.
That was a good stint.
A good stint, yeah.
As you'd say. I think that's a laps out of Suari behind Raikkonen. Out of Suari somewhere in the midfield. 2/10 more in the middle sector, around the final corner. In this very short final sector. Another 2/10. That was some 6/10 on that lap. Oh, that's an extra light that's blown up, and it's Alonso.
It's not going well for him, is it? Oh dear.
And pulling off the... Oh, is that Vettel slowing down? That is Vettel's... Is that Vettel or is it Maldonado? It's Maldonado.
Oh, it's Maldonado.
False alarm.
Courtney's posterior will have just relaxed.
Yeah, there's definitely brown trousers moment there. Caught even me out.
Yeah.
He's in 12th position, is Maldonado, so that's where he's at. As they round the first couple of corners, Maldonado should move out of the way. Oh, it's Grosjean that's got the problem. And Grosjean has indeed got a major, major problem because he's just lost second position to Raikkonen. So somebody's had a problem and it's him. Bang goes the engine and he is out.
Unlucky.
Unlucky indeed. That will move Vern up to third. He's jumped Hamilton somewhere in the second round of stops.
Yeah, I didn't spot that. Yeah.
That's a good effort. He might have done it on track, but this will move the other Tornado up to third. And
So that's 2 Ferrari engines in the space of a lap. Oh, was it? Yeah.
about 2 laps.
2 laps.
So, yeah.
It's worrying.
A sheer petulance. They do that sometimes.
Oh wow! I'm sure I'll go down well in the tornado garage.
I think we call that salt in the wound. We're looking at Rosberg versus Kubica. That's for the final points position. So now both Willows in the points, which is a good effort. This will be where Vern got ahead of Hamilton. It will going into the Dunlop hairpin. And that was a clean move
yeah.
once again. He's had a good races, Vern. Where did he start? Somewhere down. And 2 Willows now going at it. And there's just a few more laps to go. Vern started 9th on the grid. So the blokes in the 8th and 9th, they've done quite well. Now then, Works Mercedes-powered Willows going into turn 1. This is going to be a bit of a hairy one until the end. Just 3 laps.
Yeah.
For Ricciardo.
I have a feeling my final chicane prophecy might
still
rear its ugly head.
Yeah. They've just gone round the Ford curve, and Vettel has just started his penultimate lap, so that's how far ahead Vettel is compared to the rest of the field. Dunlop hairpin. Oh, Rosberg's got him.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ricciardo...
Well, he had better tyres, I think, Rosberg, didn't he? Slightly.
Could have done, yeah. I mean, he was one of the first to pit in the early stages, and around the final corner, 2nd win of the season for Sebastian Vettel.
Brilliant drive.
Good drive from 8th on the grid, and Raikkonen comes home in 2nd. So once again, Gajira is failing to convert a 1-2 on the grid. And that's how badly it went for Perez from 1st down to 10th.
Do we don't really know what happened there, do we?
It was just poor pace, by the looks of it. Vern takes 3rd, so yet another podium, his 4th in a row. And more points for Hamilton in the FJR, that's another 4th position.
Solid for you.
Once again, Vern overtakes Hamilton in the closing stages. And Hulkenberg, a very good 5th position for him in the much improved Mitchell, completing the points, Button, Rosberg and Ricciardo. And just to look at some of the other key runners, Maldonado 11th in the end. Not too bad from 18th on the grid.
Yeah, that's not a bad effort.
Kimi Raikkonen set the fastest lap of the race, so he'll have done that during the final stint.
Yeah, that was a water leak for Grosjean actually, wasn't?
It's an engine.
It's basically engine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we'll call it that.
Yeah.
Both Horizons make the finish, 15th and 16th. Both GRMs made the finish as well. So, for the most part, the Mugans are getting a bit more reliable. Both Pedersen's finishing. They might need a bit more pace from somewhere. And
same with the Andrew F1s.
And you can see key retirements, Grosjean, Alonso and Gutierrez. Only the 3 retirements. What does that do for the championship? Well, that will put Vettel into the championship lead by 6 points from Jean-Eric Verne, who is actually a lot more impressive than we expected.
Yeah.
Raikkonen 3rd. He's got ahead of Grosjean now in the championship. Hulkenberg a very impressive 5th position for Mitchell. And Perez 6th. And the remaining drivers in double figures, Kubica, Rosberg and Hamilton. And your boys, 10th and 11th, with 8 points each. Constructors, Tornado still hold the lead of the championship, although Shakenmaker and Gajero will have closed up a little bit. It's still fairly comfortable for Tornado because they've got 2 very solid drivers.
It's so close between 4th down to 10th. You basically between Mitchell and well, actually no, me and you. It's like 6 points in it. It's very close after the top 3.
Indeed, and that's a good race.
Yeah, interesting.
Next, we will be returning to the Spanish Grand Prix, the Barcelona circuit. I say returning; it was there last season. But anyway. We shall see you then.